Hello and good evening, parents. Welcome to Back to School Night. This is Mrs. Smirlis, your child's fourth grade teacher. And this is just a quick presentation about my expectations and how we can expect this distance learning stuff to go for now. So first, let's take a quick look at our schedule. So this has been sent out. This is our daily schedule of all of our Zoom times and work times for the students. Each day there is breakfast and lunch pickup at Edison between 7 and 8:30. Our first Zoom meeting of the day is from 9 to 9:50, except on Wednesdays we will go until 10:05. I've set up a block of suggested work time for students directly after our Zoom. I am recommending a lunchtime between 11 and 12 simply because from 12 to 1, students will either be getting intervention, ELD, or enrichment time with me. Some of those schedules have already started, and others will get started soon. After that, from 1 to 1:40, I suggest another block of work time just so that students are kind of staying on a normal daily schedule as they would if they were in school. And then every day except Wednesday, we have a check-in meeting from 1:40 to 1:55. This is a required meeting time. I know it's short, but it's a way for me to see every student, make sure they're feeling good about their work, and don't have any questions. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, students have an extra class with another teacher. So Tuesdays is technology, Thursdays is PE from 2 to 2:30. And then just keeping with a school schedule, I have suggested work time until 3 p.m., knowing that everyone's schedules are different and students may need to work later in the evening when parents get home. Totally understandable. All right, next we're going to go ahead and look at expectations. So my expectations for all students is that they will join the Zoom meetings promptly. This means that if we have our 9 a.m. Zoom, I expect students to be joining Zoom at 9 a.m., not 9:15. I do understand that there are other circumstances sometimes, so I would like them to join as promptly as possible. Students will have everything ready before the meeting starts. The things that they need for our meetings will be found on the weekly slides in Google Classroom. There will be new weekly slides posted under each week. Students must stay muted unless they are called on by the teacher or told that they could unmute to speak with their classmates. I always start my meeting time with the first few minutes for them to just talk amongst themselves, trying to get them some social time with their peers. And then they need to stay muted just simply so everyone can hear, because I know some computers have issues hearing, or mics, or stuff lags because of internet. If we can all stay muted except the one person talking, it helps things to run smoother. Another requirement that we are asking is that the cameras must be on. Now, we understand if a student needs to step away from their computer, and they might turn their camera off to step away, and then when they come back, they turn it back on. The reason we ask this is just to make sure students are focused and paying attention and not turning on their lessons and then ignoring them and watching TV or something. If your child is unable to join a Zoom meeting and or complete their classwork for that day, I need parents to contact me letting me know the reason. If for any reason, doesn't matter, just you can send me an email or a message on Remind and just say, my child is not going to be able to join Zooms today. They will do their work, or my child can't do their work because we don't have internet. I understand. Just please let me know, because this is how I have to take attendance. And next point is attendance will be recorded based on Zoom attendance and work completion. So if your student can't join the Zooms, I still expect them to complete the work. If they join the Zooms, but for some reason can't complete the work, attendance is based off of those things. All right, homework and classwork. Since we are on distance learning right now, homework and classwork are the same thing. I know some students keep referring to it as, Ms. Smirlis, what is my homework? Other kids are just saying, what's my classwork? So they're both the same thing now. There's not really a difference at this point. Students will have one assignment each day for each subject. So they'll have a math assignment, a reading assignment, writing, and either social studies or science. We will flip back and forth. Right now, we are focused on social studies. All assignments will be posted by 11 a.m. Most of them will post as soon as our Zoom finishes at 9:50, but there are times where things need to get finished up in the morning, and I promise they will be posted by 11. All assignments posted will be due by 9 a.m. the following day, except for Friday's work, that will be due by Monday at 9 a.m. So I'm expecting previous work to be done before they're joining my Zoom. This is kind of the same as it would be at school. If they, for some reason, don't get their work done before they're coming to class in the morning, I expect it to be done when they walk in the door, turning it in. On test days, I am going to give a 2-hour block of time that the students will need to log in and complete their test during that time. I'm doing this to ensure that the students' screens are monitored using GoGuardian, and to make sure that we're, being honest and I'm getting accurate results from their tests, because this is the way we're getting data and knowing how to give grades this year. And so, speaking of grades, we'll jump over to our grading. Students will be receiving their 1 through 4 standards-based grades this year. I know at the end of last year, we didn't do the 1 through 4s. We are doing standards-based grading. Their turned in schoolwork and their assessments is how it will be the basis for these grades. Students will also be receiving participation grades. Participating in Zoom meetings and following all expectations will be the basis for these grades. So this doesn't just mean attending Zooms, it means participating and offering answers, volunteering answers, asking questions, so I know they're engaged and they're trying to learn. Student work will be graded the week following when it was assigned. So, for example, work assigned for this week will be graded during next week. If you wish to receive weekly summaries of your child's work completion, their grades, maybe stuff that's missing, assignments that are coming up, make sure that you have given me your email address, and I can set it up so that Google will send you weekly emails. This will not give you access to your child's Google Classroom. You can always log in as them to look through it, but this weekly summary will simply let you know any assignments that are missing, grades your students have received on assignments, and any work that is coming up. And it will come to your email inbox, I believe on Sundays. All right, next is communication. We are using Remind as the official form of communication between parents and teachers this year. This can either be done through simply your email, it can be done through a text message to your phone, or you can download the Remind app. I know that some people prefer not to use Remind. If that is the case for you, then I'm also able to communicate via email. So here is my email, and then here is the code if you have not already joined Remind. And last but not least is where to find everything. So I know that sometimes students are like, well, I don't know where to go for this, or parents are like, I'm not in your classes, I don't know where to tell you to go. So first step should always be for students to go to portal.sanjuan.edu. This is a link. You can always click that and head over there that way. The other really important place to find information right now, this is for either parents or students, If you have anything you need assistance with, there's a place to fill out a support ticket. If you have multiple children and you don't want to manage Zoom links on like a calendar, you can use this site to find their teacher and find their Zoom link. And so that is our website for the school. The key things I want you to know where they are and for your students to know where they are in San Juan Portal is these 5 right here. So first off is Google Classroom. This is just a quick picture of what it looks like. This is where your student, your child will find all of their assignments and all of the Zoom links. So the link for My Daily Zooms, the link for their small group Zooms if they have ELD or intervention, the links for their technology class with Mr. G or PE with Coach Simmons, or even a link for the counselors can be found on Google Classroom. This is where everything is. The next important thing is Studies Weekly. That is our social studies. When I am assigning your child articles to read, they will click on this tile to find those articles. And that is accessed again in San Juan Portal. You can either search it or you can click on student at the bottom and you will find all of this. The next important one is Gmail for students. This is where they can go so they can send any of their teachers an email. There's also a place in Google Classroom for them to find my email, and all parents have my email now because of this presentation. But this is where they can send me an email if they have any questions on assignments, if they need to tell me something, anything they need, they can get to me through Gmail. The next one is the elementary folder. So this folder is in the student section of San Juan Portal. And if they click on this, any of the tiles in there can be done as may do work. So if they're ever done with their classwork and they're telling you they're bored or they want something more to do or you want them to do something more, you can direct them to click on the elementary folder. This will open up links to Prodigy, which is math practice, to iReady, which is math and reading practice. Epic Books is in here. That's where every student can get books that they can read or it can read it to them. So there's a ton of stuff in the elementary folder that is super important for students to be able to access. And the final important link, which we will be starting in 2 weeks, is our benchmark. This is our English Language Arts program, and your student will need to go in here every day to be able to access their text for benchmark. So they will click on this tile. I will assign things and it will be a box inside of benchmark that just says assignments. They can click there to find everything I will assign. And your students might not know how to access benchmark yet, but that's just because we're not starting for two more weeks. So they will get a full lesson on how to access that here very soon. Okay. Finally, here is my Q&A Zoom information. So if you're watching this and it's before 6:30 on Thursday, August 27th, you can follow this link or use this meeting ID and passcode to jump on a Zoom with me for about 30 minutes and I can answer any questions you have. And I look forward to seeing everyone. Thank you for your time.